I've had an initial look at this and I wish I hadn't. Battery exhausted, she says. I'm fucking exhausted. Right everyone, welcome back. My name's Paul, this is Milo Studios. There's some signs, that one's important. I use some naughty words. If you don't like hearty words, then don't watch anymore, turn it over. We don't like a whinger in the comment section. This is Siggy. He came all the way from Iceland to the guitar show in Birmingham to see some guitars and to meet me. Bless him. Special wave to you, Siggy. This is your episode. The geezer is off his fucking head. He brought me a mug, which is ironic because he is completely fucking nuts. You are nuts, mate, and I love that about you. You took over the guitar show like a whirlwind. I could tell what part of the room you were in at all times by the commotion and the dust. One of the very generous things that the geezer did is he went and bought a fucking guitar from someone there. I've never heard of this brand. And he just came back and he said, "Oh, I got your guitar, motherfucker!" Or something like that. That was a little bit racist, but that is how he sounded to me.
How dare you?
So we're going to do this guitar. It's made by Fairclough. Now, I don't know if it'd be funnier just to call them Fair Enough or Furry Muff. So Furry Muff guitars it is, because that's just how my fucking brain works, isn't it? Let's run through some of the things I've initially spotted. That is the biggest rip-off of an Ibanez I've ever seen. It is basically the Ibanez we got the other week. I've got a feeling it might be a little bit worse. I'm hoping not. It's got a very nice scarf joint. This wood is yellow. I'm being silly, it's maple. I do like the way the grain's working right in the middle there. It's very, very flat sawn, angled headstock. Wilkinson pickups, I've had these before. I'm not a fan. I think they're overpowered mung beans, but we'll have a little look at that. Three-way switch, no electricery fucking fandouleries. I don't even know what I said there. I'll leave that in the edit. That's an example of me waffling bollocks. A generic bridge, which is fine. The dots are all over the fucking shop on the fretboard, all over the shop. Not in the middle, not level and all that sort of stuff. The fret ends are wibbly wobbly and very, very sharp. Phil would have a fucking heart attack on that, but we'll get him to touch it later on if he wants to intervene. And there's more cheeky rockers on this fretboard than I think I've ever seen. So I hope I can manipulate the wire. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's have a little look at how shit this thing really is. The strings, this has been in a factory for a long time. The only place I could see where you can buy this is Scan Computers. That's an alarm bell, isn't it? Is that better or worse than a Mr. Bizos special? No idea. I want to love this thing. It means a lot to me because Siggy's bought this and he gave it to me in person, and that's a big deal to the channel. They're 159 quid, so I'll sell it. The listing is live now, and we'll get this tip-top and working lovely, and I'll sell it for £159 on eBay. Listings below, and it will go to charity. The charity will be listed there. I haven't decided yet. I'm filming it. I haven't got a fucking clue. I was going to film a different video today, but I'm waiting for a prop. Not another set of nuts, though. Now, I'm not going to... Well, let's just get through things. Let's have a little cheeky look at what we're dealing with here. There's no flappy flapperson on there. So, yeah, we've got a plastic nut, which doesn't feel sharp. That's very nice. And I've straightened the neck off camera because I just got ahead of myself. It's rocking all over the shop. There are some terrible rocks. So we'll get the strings off and we'll have a little cheeky look at what we're dealing with, shall we? I don't know what brand these are, but they're a bit smelly. Generic silver balls. Must be proper shit. I reckon they're proper shit. Have a bit of fucking energy, Paul. People have come to watch. Now, here we go. Before I get started, while I remember, and people have been asking me, what's that funky guitar strap at the back here? This is an Ernie Ball strap, but it's made by ADHD Customs. ADHD Customs. All right, he's on Etsy. You can get yourself a Milo Studios one. Nothing to do with me, but hell of a nice guy. And he made me one, and he said, do you mind if other people have asked for Milo Studios ones? I said, fucking fill your boots, mate. Fill your boots. There's plenty of room for the commerce. So if you want one, it's on Etsy. I think I've got it linked below, but just look for ADHD Customs. Now, straighten the neck up. Let's run through this boring shit again, shall we? So we've got a bit of a back bow. Naturally, I will be employing the use of Alan! There he is. All right, if I don't put Alan in, people get proper shitty, which is weird because you're all older than me. Grow the fuck up. Well, the neck straightens beautifully, so that's a point. A point in your favour, Fairy Muff. Fairy Muff. Interesting point about me strap. I've just had to order another 2 from the geezer. Do you know why? Because someone fucking nicked mine at the guitar show. Whoever that was, you're a wanker. Right, I brought you in super close. He's rocking right in the middle. You know how to do this. Everyone knows how to do this. Tap him in. Make sure your hammer is made of a softer metal than the fret, all right? That's a mistake you don't need to make. Get a posh one from Crimson. 10% off using link below. This looks like it's going to be one of those classics where the frets just aren't seated in the middle. Look at that, look. I can get him all the way under there. I can get it under all of them, to be honest. Okay, so clearly she's going to be a twat. They're not sitting down. I can't even get that fret to sit. Probably because the underside of the fret wire is not completely flat, so they are seated in the middle of the fret wire, but not on the outside, leading you to think that it's better than it is or worse than it is. Either way, they're not expensive. It's shit fret wire. Let's try out the old Fretilizer spot leveler, and I will just... Lovely. She's spot leveled. Now that will work if you've got one of these and you don't want to recrown everything. It's not a road to perfection, but you can definitely use a spot leveler. It's a lovely little tool to have. If you've got one like proper shit thread on your Harley bent one and you just need to sort out your 14th fret, spot leveler works nicely. Incidentally, you can put a bit of sandpaper on your fret rocker as long as it's a good one. Don't buy a shit fret rocker. Look at that, look. Crimson have even put my logo on. I've never felt so fucking special. I even had a special visitor in the workshop the other day. Only took a bastard out for fish and chips. A lot of people say don't meet your heroes. I've met a couple of people that I've admired the same way you do, and so far everyone's been lovely. Ben was an absolute gent, and it was fantastic to meet him, and he even showed me a few little tips and showed me his tip. He didn't show me his tip, but I wouldn't have said no. So I'm going to go up and down this fretboard now. I'm going to check all these rockers and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to tap things. Like that one there is rocking all over the shop. We'll give him a tap. And if I've got anything that I can't quite solve, I will get in with a spot leveler. Lovely. I mean, they're soft as shit, these frets. You're not going to get a lot for £159, and fret wire seems to be the first thing that companies negate and put crap in. But it doesn't mean that you can't make your 159 basher play 159% better than the wankery that comes out of the box when it arrives. I'm going to run up and down, and I think in today's episode we're going to talk more about rolling this fretboard, because this is sharper than a fucking knife, and just sorting our fret ends out and giving it a bit of love, because this corner of the fretboard, this edge, really makes a difference as well. So how it feels. So that's where we'll be. I'm going to turn the cameras off. I'm going to get these leveled up, and then we'll get on with some fret ends. And then I might have a little look at the size of the pots. We haven't done that for a while. I always give 0 fucks about the size of a pot. I'm fine. Size does not bother me, because if it did, I'd be a shell of a man. Right, so I've been up and down, I've done me tapping and all that sort of guff, and you've seen 1,000 times. Where they're not bad now, they're not bad. They were much better at this end of the guitar. Something tells me this guitar is not going to give us the super low action, but these frets are not massive, so we're kind of, we'll see how good we can get it. It really is a lottery at this price. If you're going to buy this online, make sure whoever you buy it off has got a decent returns policy, because you don't want to be lumbered with an absolute cum rag. It's just gutting, isn't it? You know, it should be a good experience buying a guitar. It's exciting. Now, I'm just gone up And I've just used this very fine powder. I think this is like 600 or 800. It's just taken the tarnations off the fret wire. And what I'm going to do is use my fret end file, of which I have many from the major brands. These are diamond files from Stumac and Crimson, my favourite. Always used to use the Stumac, but Crimson are my favourite because they're in the UK. So I'm using that one at the minute. It's lovely. It's got a harsh side and a safety side. This one's from Fretilizer, a three-sided triangular one, a true higonal, and it's got a safety edge on it so you can rest that on your frets and use it. This is Crimson's older fret file, which is just a normal file. It's not diamond. I don't think it is. Don't know. Super fine. Also, very nice little file. I'll snap one of these before, so don't be an heavy-handed twat.
Yup!
Right, what I'm going to do first on these, before I start getting all filey-filerson, is I'm going to get a bit of 320, because the ends of these are rough as rats. Rough as rats? Sorry, I'll let it slip a little bit there. They're rough as fuck, all right? Awful. So, a bit of 320 on the end of the finger, like a little glove. And we're just going to go up and down. And I'm going to sand these. Now be careful because you'll burn your hand pretty quickly. It gets a bit warm. You can go 2 fingers if she can take it. Straight away, because this fret wire is quite soft. I mean, it is soft. I've sanded harder Lego. I've got to be honest. They should polish up pretty quickly.
5 minutes later.
Right, so that's not bad. Just giving them a bit of a polished face. There's a massive bevel on these, so they should be comfy if you're not fucking slipping off the side of them. So I'm going to use my cheeky Crimson file with the safety edge, and I'm just going to make sure that there's no nasty burrs. Whatever species of brown this fretboard is, and I didn't look, it's irrelevant really, but it is quite soft. So we've started the rounding process. I'm just going to make sure now that that's nice and even, and we're also going to get over the ends of the frets. And I'm just going to give that a final little bit of love. Handsome. It's a million times better. So I'm going to whip up with the Fretilizer system, blah, blah, blah. Same thing every fucking Monday. I'm going to polish these frets quickly now. It's not going to take me very long at all. 15244008. Link below for 10% off, blah, 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 blah. I hate saying that, but it is very good. I'll see you when I'm done. Stay with me. Right, before I get carried away, I've polished them. I normally wait, and I haven't done the last stage of polishing because I like to oil the fretboard first and go downstairs and have a coffee, put my feet up. But at the guitar show recently, I got given this. I forget the gent's name. I met so many people. I'm very, very sorry. But it's from Lure. And he's given me some Lure lemon seed oil, cold pressed. It sounds drinkable, but it's not. It smells like engine oil. I've got to be honest, mate, I was hoping for a bit of lemon meringue pie, but it doesn't. It smells of engine oil. But apparently, I've been told it's very, very mustard. So we're going to do the fretboard this week. Oh, that is sheath thick. That is a quality oil. Cold pressed for her pleasure. So I'm going to oil this fretboard up. So I've done my frets. I've done 3 stages of frettilization, but when you do this, you're going to get a bit of oil on them. Oh, mate, the lustre is phenomenal. It's worth it for the fucking cloth. Now, it's worth doing this. It's nice that this is actually like a finishing oil because we've taken the edge off this fretboard by rounding it all. It's nice to get a bit of oil on that side there and there. Just seal it up. Vintage discharge from Axe to Axe is a little bit thinner oil. So this is a bit more like what I would put on a fretboard when it's new. So there you go. Give that a try and search for Lure online if you want to look for your next bit of oil. Right, I've got to be honest, I flew through a load of jobs then. This is pretty much set up. The frets were pretty shit, I've got to be honest. There's a lot of work there. For someone who's never done fret work, you would struggle with this one. She was a bit of a pig. I've restrung it to Dario 1046s. I've had to knock the nut down. I used Crimson's new nut files, which I'm actually very impressed with. Way better than the shit I had before. And these are 65 quid, I think. Less than that with 10% off. Woo, there's a fucking tip for you. Not very often I've got the best tip in town. Everything's polished up. It's all lovely jubbly. It intonated pretty well. The bridge is naff. And it works fine, but to intonate it, you really have to take the slack off the strings to wind that saddle back because the screws are made of fucking wildebeest toenail clippings. Let's take it downstairs and give it a cheeky whirl. And then I'll come up and I'll give you my conclusions. And they will be harsh and to the point. Because unlike some people on the YouTubes, I will give it to you straight. Because I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You need to be able to fix things yourself. Stop being such a moron. If you can't put a shelf up, Trevor, I'll suggest you go and buy yourself a cordless drill. Right, well, that was an interesting one. That thing doesn't actually play... Oh, I need to put the cover back on. That thing doesn't play too badly, actually. It's very light. Do you want to know how much it weighs? Yes, 3.08 kilograms, 6.7 lubs. She is a light boy because it's probably made of, I don't know, fucking rice or something. No idea. No idea. This wood is brown. And it's got a maple neck. That's all I know, but I don't know what type of rice this is. Risotto. It's made of risottos. Let's go Italian rice today, shall we? Just in case you thought I was getting a little bit fucking out of hand. Yeah, not a bad little player. I wouldn't... Oh, it's not a recommend. Of some of the cheaper stuff I've played for 159 quid, this thing didn't really do it for me. I've got to say, I preferred it to the Ibanez the other week. I did. And I didn't think I'd say that. This is an Ibanez rip-off, the furry muff. And it is better than the Ibanesium. I told you I'd show you the pots, but I can't be bothered. I've got to be honest. I want to move on and get something else done. This was a quick turnaround. Massive thank you to Siggy in the comments. All right, he's got a different name. It's got lots of letters in that we don't deal with in the UK. Thanks everyone, special wave, and make sure you follow my links, or if you're going to buy tools, follow the link of a YouTuber, not necessarily mine, don't care if it's not mine, but there's discounts out there on the table, so definitely sort yourself out. And yeah, lovely jubbly. I'll give this a polish. I imagine if you've got this far in the video, this thing's probably already sold. But have a look on eBay if it's not, and I will post it to you for 159 pesos. Now that is a deal of a century because I've just done about 9 grand's worth of fucking work on it. Ciao for now.
We come out, and there's this gammy little geezer in a wheelchair, right? Screwing me out, furious, yeah? Giving me daggers. I lean into him, I go, I hope you have as much fun in there as we just did, you little cunt. Great night, but apart from a bit of Ratty's jizz. How far have we come from Terry? Oh, God, it's shocking.